Welcome back to the Bonsai Gold Coast Pro, and we are very proud, WSL, to present the Gold Coast Heritage Heat here. And what a heat it is. M.Fanning and J.Parkinson grew up surfing together, sparring in junior events right here at Burleigh Heads. They both had illustrious careers on the championship tour, world titles, and now here they are looking to break their head-to-head deadlock. M.Fanning getting things started early here. Mick surfing so brilliantly still, looking really sharp anytime he paddles out on these Gold Coast points as he looks to make a statement on this opening ride against his good mate. 4.17 for Fanning to kick things off. Parko with a 0.43. You know, and Parko, the 2012 world title win was remarkable. He was so consistent that season. Hadn't had an event win all year. And he got the double, the ultimate double, won the Pipe Masters and the world title in the same year, but 12 CT victories in total. It was awesome. And his good mate was there to cheer him up the beach too.
That's a pretty special moment when, you know, an event win, but let alone a world title. And your closest sparring partner, of course, Dingo Morrison was the third part of the Cooley trio. But these two, just so much success on the world tour. Obviously, Mick, 3 times world champion, 07, 09, and then 2013. And
obviously went on to celebrate more big wins for each other, as we see Joel now. Over the step and into the pit, tucking in. What's interesting about these two is when they finished up their championship tour careers, you know, Joel just sort of fell out of the spotlight in a big way by choice. He said, I'll never compete again. He got invited to compete in the Burleigh single fin event, which he was victorious in multiple times. And Mick kind of kept popping up at different stages, and obviously with his profile was always spoken about in the media. But lately, Joel's sort of been putting the jersey on a little bit more for the Snapper Rocks Board Riders Club, and he has lost nothing. He's been getting unbelievable numbers at those Board Riders meets, and they're heavily stacked draws too. A lot of championship tour talent competing in the national Board Riders events here.
Yeah, I just think a competitor at that level, it's hard to squash those feelings and push them down to the point where they're totally gone. And obviously, Joel, you know, you can't help but look at what Mick does and go, yeah, I'm gonna give that a crack as well. I want to stay in contention. And it's just that you know, that thirst of wanting to stay on your game as well and surf well.
Yeah, I think Mick just remains so sharp. We were talking about it earlier with Julian Wilson. Kind of similar characters, very disciplined, always keeping their body in check. As we see Fanning up again, blasting through the lip. You can see how shallow it is. You know, we even saw the great Kanoa Igarashi, who's so often just completely mistake-free when he switched on. Let's have a look at the first wave from Mick here, Rich. 4.17 here.
Yeah, Mick looking down the line here, connects with that first turn, projects down the line, staying busy, staying energetic. The wave cups out. Thought he was going to go for the little barrel there. Just a lip glide floater. Good form, though. And then Joel behind him just tucks straight in. And so many grommets around the world have just tried to emulate the smooth, silky style of this man.
Yeah, it's so classic, right? That fade that he does coming out of
the edge on Joel. That was in Joel's world title year. Here we go. Joel loading up. Silky, smooth, carve off the top, that little cut down snap. Just waiting for this thing to stand up on the inside. Gets the floating re-entry. Taking the early edge here. Looking fit, Parko.
Yeah, I don't know where to go with that, but here we go outside, M.Fanning.
Right, he stacked on some Christmas pudding, but he's looking sharp. No, he has definitely sharpened up. Fanning holding on for the finish there.
Well, you know, you talk about one of the fittest surfers on the planet. I'm going to just leave that there about Parko, but yeah.
Party, and I can do it while this replay unfolds. There was an after party after Mick had claimed the event. Joel was there, obviously. It's sort of this hard thing that these two had to do as ultimate rivals, is turn up and be good sports when their buddy won, and it was a crushing loss for Joel. He really wanted that Tahiti title, and they engaged in a bit of a wrestle. I think at one point Joel just sort of lost it just couldn't help it. He was like, Mick Fanning! Just like it. They locked horns, and Johnny Gannon actually had to pull the two of them. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But this is a special treat. Mick Fanning, Joel Parkinson out there at the moment. Mick with some work to do. Joel has found his spot on the bank. Dropped a 6.17 on his last ride. That one's not going to factor in. Been lucky to see Mick in the past two events, serving in the Icons heat down at Bells Beach. And he's lost nothing, Flick.
He really hasn't. I mean, it was incredible to watch. Just the speed. It's we don't even have to wind back the clock. He's still white lightning.
Sure is. Joel loading up down the line. And this wave not really doing a whole lot at the moment, but you can just watch Joel stand there. He tucks into the barrel, finds the cover.
So smooth positioning, just
tracks at a young age. Have a look how he sets this up. One thing Joel's always had, Flick, is time.
Oh, yeah, completely. It's a time to play with. Just look at him toying with it. Yep, fade back, kick stall here, and thank you. Just parks it in there. Just not a drop of water out of place. Perfect positioning with the body.
such a good read. And that's, mate, having a real close look.
Yeah, we got lots to froth about over here at Burleigh. It's finals day. Talk about blood on the rocks. It's not blood on the rocks. It's froth on the rocks. Take a look at this. Can you get a picture of all the people over here on the rocks? Fanning out, frothing out, froth on the rocks. That's how much froth we have. That's
Mate,
it.
It is awesome.
No, he's not connecting just at the moment, but I'll tell you who is connecting. That's every single person who's down here on Burleigh Headland. There is so many people. I'd love to get a head count from this compared to the 77 stubbies. It's absolutely amazing scenes. And because it's like, 11:30? Well, that's unofficially beer o'clock here. So we're in the Stone and Wood Bar, the unofficial beer of the WSL. And, of course, the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro presented by GWM. And just so you guys know, while the boys were running out to surf this heat, they didn't know what their head-to-head was. And I heard Ronnie say it, so I said, "Oi, boys, it's 16 heats, 8 apiece. This is going to be the decider." And you should have seen the skin glaze over their eyes. They were just, instantly into it. They just wanted to dead set have a go at each other. And hopefully they get the platform in the last few minutes of this heat to,
Making his way back into position. Joel Parkinson loading up. He's got a good-looking wall here. Tucks into the pit. Deep behind the section. Can't re-emerge. But Mick is trying to get the lead back. 5.34. Kind of perfect timing to send these guys out, Rich. It's getting towards the bottom of the tide now, and it's really tricky out there.
Yeah, it is. It's, at the bottom of the tide, strange things happen. We always identify that. But just by the sheer nature of this sandbar, which has been so good to us, it's been an incredible setup at Burleigh here. So we see Joel again, just looking at this one, setting up the barrel, sits in it, travel time, looks for the doggy door.
Gets completely viced, just compressed in the lip there. But how cool was that pit? Amazing vision. And probably a couple of iconic stills of Parko just in that classic tube mode.
Into a little squat position when he finds that barrel line. Quick fade. Watch how compact he gets. Just beautiful travel time. The hands pointing towards the exit, getting the vision, and then right there tries to exit and find the doggy door. But found the Malachi Crunch instead.
Oh, yeah. He got his nose out of the tube. But that's usually always the case, no matter how far back in the barrel he is.
Safe.
Yeah.
Mick is in the barrel now. He's trying to find some cover. Gets a little bit, busts through the curtain. Trying to maintain pace with his old mate Joel. Gets out onto the open face. Let's go one of his trademark slashes. 12 minutes and 20 seconds to enjoy this Heritage Heat unfold. As Fanning rides that one right through to the inside. Let's throw it down to Laura Anabar. She has tracked down our last semi-finalist, Kanoa Igarashi.
I just didn't know what was going on at the end. Jody's such a dangerous competitor, and I feel like he's made every air he's gone for, so I was just like...
Those 12 victories, really impressive. And both these guys got it done at events all over the schedule, showing how well-rounded they were. As we see Joel now trying to get rid of that 4.33 and really turn the heat up on Mick. There's some great surfing in tricky conditions here.
Yeah, the boys are getting good read on the point waves. You can see there just how shallow it is. And Joel getting that one almost right up at the cove section. Now the boys will sit together. Mick with priority.
Yeah, Mick kind of figured out the winning formula a little later than Joel. Joel and Mick both won their first championship tour events as wildcards.
Yeah, that's right.
Joel getting the victory over in J-Bay as an 18-year-old, Mick down at Bells at 19. But as juniors, the Cooley trio of Mick, Fanning, Dean Morrison and Joel Parkinson, you know, the winning order was generally Joel or Dingo winning, and Mick the sort of the constant second place getter, the ultimate runner-up. He sort of found the winning formula in his late teens, and then he went on a magic run. He qualified with ease. He won some big major contests as a QS campaigner. And then he got on the tour and quickly moved to the top 5.
It's just so funny how close they're sitting next to each other right now.
Mick using his priority here. Little foam climb to get started. Cuts that turn short so he can get down the line and hammer this pocket a couple of times. Loading up for something big down the line. This wave's actually starting to grow in size, and Fanning links a nice combination there.
Yeah, there it is.
Chasing a 6.41. Didn't get the wrist flick, the famous Fanning claim there, but it would have felt good. It's his best wave for sure.
Yeah, it's his best wave. I think he's going to get the score. Feels like the number to me.
Back right now.
Oh,
Joel's going to get another opportunity here.
Well, this is moving nicely off that sandbar. Might give him some space for those big, beautiful rail turns that we all know so well. Here he goes, Parko. Gets that first hit in, driving out onto that open face. Nice little tail slide there. Again, just kicking on those fins. Joel already has a 617 in his account, so this could really help his chances if he needs a score.
Beautiful.
That's it.
And slots in for a bit of a shampoo on the inside.
Woo.
Finishes that one off nicely. We're getting the finish we deserve here. 6 minutes to go. Numbers on the way for both competitors. And Wilson was going about his business, winning down at Kira. It's just a huge billboard as you enter the Coolangatta zone. It is next level. But here's the replay of Mick's ride.
Yeah, it's just so funny, right? Just how hard they're pushing each other. Basically shoulder to shoulder when Mick took off on this one. And I love this. I mean, this one grew in size. It went down the line. He's surfing so fast, so quick, so whippy to get up there for that last turn. I mean, he's just as fast as ever. And then behind him, Joel, I mean, this was beautiful. This one had a bit more size to it, really picked the eyes out of it. Just great wave selection and just such a beautiful demonstration of how to surf a point break. For me, it's the big wrapping carve that's coming up. I mean, this is what we want to see Joel do. That moment there. Hello.
Vintage Joel Parkinson style. And a series of amazing manoeuvres on that wave. Just rattle off some beautiful manoeuvres here. He's up again.
Look out.
Oh, well.
The monster might be awoken here. The competitive animal that is Fanning. He's a busy man. Mick's had an amazing couple of years. He was last year, or earlier this year, I should say, inducted into the Australian Sporting Hall of Fame, a massive presentation, joining his sporting icons from across many different codes. But in June next month, he's got his Mick Fanning Charity Golf Day, which is into its 4th year now. He's raced 2 minutes to go here. Parko's just dropped an 8.33.
Whoa.
So Mick's after a huge score at 8.73. And Parko's wasted no time connecting with another set.